Broadcasting live from Capital City on the Isles of Ark. This is TapTapConcede. Welcome, everybody, to TapTapConcede. My name is Graham, and joining me is Kathleen.
Hello.
And Cameron.
Huh?
And today, it's more Final Fantasy, partially Secret Lairs, and partially other thoughts about Limited. But before we get into those things, a fulsome reminder that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your magical card needs. Probably can't get yourself sealed product as easily, though apparently there's a reprint coming later in the summer. But they'll ship seal product anywhere in the U.S., which I guess is statistically most of you. But they'll ship singles anywhere in the world. So if you want to put yourself together some commander decks from some of the stuff you see in Final Fantasy, you can do that. Also, you can sell your cards to them, and you'll get a good deal and a bonus on store credit. Also, tell them we sent you. Say Loading Ready Run sent me, button please, and they'll give you a little button that says a funny thing. Want to thanks also to Dragon Shield. Use the code LRRMTG5 to get yourself a 5% discount on anything you buy on the Dragon Shield store. And of course, most importantly, this show and everything that we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Shoutouts to those of you who do that at the end of this video. Well, for fans of Final Fantasy who wanted the full experience, the complete and full experience, including the Secret Lair drop that went up for sale this past Monday at 9 a.m. Now you're seeing and hearing this on a Monday as well if you're in on day one, but we're talking about the week prior. For us, it's earlier this week.
It did not go well.
No, I got an email and they're like, It's going live in 15 minutes. And then I was working and sort of forgot about it and checked back in an hour later. And I think the website was melting. I'm not sure how it does that, but the website seemed to be falling apart.
Yeah, under the strain. And my experience was that a lot of people were very unhappy. They were unhappy with the entire process, start to finish, and the fact that many people I know spent hours.
Yeah.
Hours and hours chained to their computer on a work day.
Yeah.
When not everyone has the ability to do that. For example, I need to take my daughter to school. I can't be parked at a computer at 9 a.m. for hours. I have stuff to do. I have work, and for nothing.
And this happened just as badly, if not, I think the Final Fantasy one might have been worse, but this happened for the Marvel drop with the Wolverine and Storm and Captain America and all that. This happened then as well. It has happened not quite as badly on other things. At this point, it's very clear that they have no intention of fixing the infrastructure for the Secret Lair website, because if they did, it would be fixed by now, I would think.
They have to go back to the old system.
Because, they have to.
Because here's the deal. People are not they are... I'm complaining because I don't have hours to sit around at a website, but I would buy these things if I could be like, oh shoot, this is on sale for 3 days or 2 days or whatever the freaking thing is. Give me enough time to get into the website and give them my money.
It's supposed to be available for several days, but that's only if it,
because the print to order thing made people angry, which I think is...
It was slow.
It's slow. Fine. I'm okay waiting 6 months, 8 months for my little treats.
I would much rather wait and get the cards.
Yeah. Especially if the alternative is no, you can't get these, or you need to pay $800 to a scalper on eBay.
Well, and then I won't get them.
Yeah,
right?
Then I'll go without. But if it was you're going to have 3 days to order this, then we'll print them, and then you will get them at some point in the future. That's fine. I'm okay with delayed gratification.
I would be happy with that system because at some point that means I would have Monty Python cards in my decks, but now I won't and will not because I will not pay aftermarket rates, obscene aftermarket rates for them.
Yeah, and I had even thought that at one point they were trying a hybrid model where they had printed a certain number beforehand.
Yes.
And then would do print on demand to meet anything
and
after that.
And if you got in late, then you have to wait a long time. But if you get in really early and really know what you want, then you get it. I think that's fine.
Yeah. That's probably kind of a pain to start up a print run, do a certain amount of it, and then be okay, now we're going to need a second print run. That might be expensive. I don't know the business side of it, but that would work.
See, my thought was that, or at least my understanding when they made the change to what they have now was that they said, after a few years of doing the print to order model, we know sort of roughly what our numbers ought to be.
Yeah.
And so we can print to that. And
that's not been the case.
Yeah, either that's not the case and you're underestimating, or that is the case, but it's being flooded with people buying multiples.
Well, now that you know how many people want them, that just incentivizes scalpers to go like, oh, okay, well, I'll buy as many as possible because I know the only amount, the number being printed is the demand.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So everyone I buy is going to get sold to somebody who wanted this.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it's just stupid because just think about how much money they're leaving on the table, right? Like, they could probably, by just leaving it open and saying it's print to demand, you have a week to order your cards, they would probably be selling 3 times as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't know. Yeah, nobody is happy. Everyone disliked that. Everyone is typing.
Yeah, I would say, like, to me, we don't need to harp on it, but I said that my timeline was filled with really upset people who wasted their entire days, right, to not get anything. And like, not everyone can take hours off work to sit in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's enormous. Like, do you want to make this game accessible to people who, like, don't have desk jobs or, like, have stuff to do? But, like, I have never seen so many people who are very high on Secret Lairs. Like, many people I know who, like them, collect them, go for them. Like, it is a product that they enjoy and try to purchase, be so mad after this because there was a lot of pissed off people.
I'm looking at eBay right now as we record, and like the individual foil versions of layers they're asking. It's not saying they're selling for these amounts, but the sellers are asking for $100 per
card
per layer. So $300 for all 3 of the Final Fantasy ones.
Yeah,
right.
So there's plenty of eBay sales going, but
I wasn't even for sure gonna do this one. Is the funny thing. Like, I do like Final Fantasy. I was considering it, but like the cards, we haven't actually looked at the cards in a previous episode yet, so we're going to do that now. Let's take a look at what they had on offer in the Final Fantasy cards. It was not like a barnstormer, to be frank. If you're not already into the Final Fantasy stuff,
that's fine.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, they're finally reprinting Blurg for my Flurg deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but let's. So there was
get a new all new Sway of the Stars, and this is a game changer.
Yeah. So there was 3 different layers. They were all vanity names. There was nothing mechanically unique, so they were all reprints. There was a Magic Secret Lair with a reprint of Prismatic Ending, seen here as Yuna's Holy Magic. I actually think this particular Secret Lair was very awkwardly named because it was all like characters something magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yuna's Holy Magic with Yuna from Final Fantasy X. Hope's Arrow Magic as Cyclonic Rift. Love that they put pairing Hope and Cyclonic Rift is so rude because like Hope sucks. Sorry everybody, and at least in the first 13
I
game.
don't remember anything about his character.
He was just his look like his mom died, and so he sort of like imprinted on Lightning and was just like whiny and naive and just irritating the whole time. And he has a character arc, right? And like he learns to not be like that and comes out the other side of it. But you still have a member of your party who's just really annoying and whiny for a whole bunch of the game. And it's like, this guy sucks. I don't enjoy hanging out with this character. He got some redemption in the second 13 game, which
second 13 game is the best one.
Inexplicably, that game was actually kind of cool.
It's second 13 game, honestly, very good. First and third, bad.
No, yeah.
Anyhow, but Cyclonic Rift is a nice reprint because there's always a demand for more Cyclonic
Always want
Rifts.
Cyclonic Rift. Get your game changers here.
I mean, it's very good.
Yeah. We've got Noctis's Death Magic, which is a reprint of Damn.
I just love this templating.
Yeah, Noctis's Death Magic. Damn.
Yeah, like just in the small print, like under your breath.
You imagine like Ignis or someone in the back going, damn. We've got Vivi's Thunder Magic, which is just Lightning Bolt. I think Lightning Bolt might have seen more Secret Lair variation printings than many other cards.
Oh, the art by
must.
I don't need another lightning bolt, but this art is so good.
Everyone loves Vivi.
Everyone loves Vivi. Vivi's great.
They do. He's the standout character from 9 for sure.
America loves Vivi.
And the fifth one is Aerith's Kuraga Magic, which is the one I think is very awkwardly named, especially. And that's Aerith Cloud and Red. And what are they fighting? I can't. Oh, they're fighting. I think those are Final Fantasy VII Sahagan.
Oh,
the fishmen with the spears.
Right.
One
of them has a harpoon.
Yeah.
I don't know about making Kiraga green.
And this one's Heroic Intervention. So that's why. And I'm sorry. There's one more. Porom's Silence Magic.
Porom and Polom?
Porom and Polom from Final Fantasy IV.
Man, I hope nothing bad happens to them.
It's silence. Your opponents can't cast spells this turn. So I don't think we know what the special surprise cards are yet. Because even though there's photos of these things on eBay, I don't think anybody who has opened them, or else they'd be on the subreddit or something.
I don't see. Were they all like 6? Like all of the ones that I've pulled up on Scryfall have 6.
I believe that's correct.
Okay. Are they even are they even out the door yet? Like nobody does it. People actually have these in hand already.
I saw somebody posting. I think it was Giraffe and Nat posting on Blue Sky that they waited all day to get an envelope and it was empty.
Cool.
So I don't know who stole that.
All right, the next one.
Oh yeah, so was that the Grimoire? Yes, sorry, Silence is the bonus card. This one, Porom Silence Magic, was not previously
revealed.
That is the bonus card.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. According to this article I just discovered, that does not appear to be written by a machine.
Looks like the next one is equipment.
Yeah, there's the weapons one. So, Staff of the Storyteller, reprinted here as Yuna's Sending Staff. So at least that sort of meshes mechanically, because this one creates spirits. The Pyreflies. We've got Blade of Selves, which is Clive's Invictus Blade. Clive from Final Fantasy 16. Equipped creature has Myriad. That's pretty cool. Cloud's Buster Sword. I think we did, I at least complained about this earlier. So because this is Umezawa's Jite, and I think the Buster Sword is like the furthest thing from a Jite.
Yeah.
And I think if you wanted to reprint Jite, there were other weapons you could have chosen, even other swords of Clouds.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to do another Buster Sword, there was better equipment. But my complaint originally was that there's
the Embercleave.
There's already that'd be good. There's already like 3 other cards of Cloud's Buster Sword.
Yeah.
Like there's Buster Sword from the main set. There's the Hero's Blade in the Commander product that's just a straight reprint of Hero's Blade, but has the Buster Sword on it. And then there was another one that I think maybe I'm misremembering, but yeah.
Well, there was the materia featuring the nodes on the Buster Sword.
Oh yeah,
right?
Arcane Signet.
Yeah,
that's the one. Arcane Signet was the materia nodes on the Buster Sword, and it's like that one definitely could have been something else from 7.
Yeah.
It did not have to be the materia thing. Certainly not the materia thing on the Buster Sword. No. Anyway,
I don't know about Cloud's sword as a GT.
And again, this is coming from a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII. Colossus Hammer is a kind of a wild reprint as Gaia's Dark Hammer. Actually, so this is funny. Isn't Colossus Hammer also in the Final Fantasy VII Commander Precon as Kate Sith's enormous goofy hammer? Yeah, it is. It's already in the Precon, and I think this hammer is a much better fit for the creature gets +10/+10.
I don't see a lot of people wanting this.
It's cheap to cast, and then you cheat it onto something, and then suddenly it's big. You don't pay. It is my understanding. It's my understanding you're not paying retail cost to equip this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that I've not that I play a lot of Commander, but I play a decent amount of Commander, and I've seen the equipment cheaty decks. I know that nobody's paying 8 retail for this, but still, on an equipment cheaty deck, are you putting in a Colossus Hammer, or are you going to put in like
swords?
You do the sword of blank and blank.
Yeah,
that's going to do a lot more for you, right? Because this doesn't give it evasion or trample.
It's just big.
It's just big.
No, I could. Oh yeah, loses flying, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it removes evasion actually. Like it's very flavorful.
Yeah, I like that it's very, very big. And then Titus's Brotherhood sword. This is, of course, his like most quintessential visual sword here. Seen here is the Sword of Truth and Justice. So yeah, that tracks. Pro white and pro blue. And then this is the bonus one. It's Forge Anew, or Armiger Unleashed. Armiger. It's Noctis has all these weapons. You see, Noctis can use all the weapons, and so that's why he's surrounded by all these weapons. So yeah, when this is Forge Anew. I don't remember when this was printed originally, but when it enters return equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield during your turn, you can equip abilities. You can activate equip abilities anytime you could cast an instant, only on your turn, and you can pay 0 rather than the equip cost for the first
Combos
ability.
with Colossus Hammer.
So there you go. Oh, it's from Lord of the Rings.
Honestly, this is a good pickup for Commander because I see
Yeah.
this is the kind of mayhem card
Yeah.
that people want to be messing around with, right?
And then the last one was just other spells.
I don't. Oh, hold on. I can figure out what the name is.
It's there was the Grimoire, the weapons, and and one just called Game Over, which I guess is this one. So Day of Judgment is Spira's punishment. That's Sin in the background. He's gonna destroy, everything, ideally.
Yep.
Ideally for Sin. Absorb into Time, reprinting Temporal Extortion, which makes sense for Ultimecia there, who's a time sorceress. Oh, and look, Irvine gets to appear on another card, but otherwise
not appearing in this.
Sir not appearing in this set. Yeah, Irvine and Selfie do not get cards, and they only appear tangentially on other people's cards. No one got like my boy Bosch though.
Hey,
Merciless Poisoning.
Kefka with the Toxic D.
Toxic Deluge, yeah. He's poisoning the water supply.
Honestly, this is something that happens in the game, right?
Yeah.
Kefka poisons the watering hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is all good.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Toxic Deluge is a nice reprint.
Yeah. Love that one for Commander. Unseat the Usurper, Praetor's Grasp. That's Arden from Final Fantasy 15. He's like 2,000 years old, something like that.
Looks great.
He looks really good.
What's his regime for skincare?
Yeah. Also, this foreshortening. Great job, Nestor Chen.
Oh, Sandon Leal?
I mean, can I just say, regardless of how we feel about the sales method,
the art's great.
The art's all bangers.
Oh, yeah.
The card selection, aside from why is Colossus Hammer in here, is very good. Is generally pretty good. Like
I put this in my notes for the for my explaining every card video, which is still it's in post now. By the time you're hearing this, it's all written and been recorded, but there's a lot of post work to do on it, and it's very, very, very long.
It's so long.
But I did observe that in the main set, the 2 cards from the Final Fantasy VII, or two Final Fantasy VII cards, Eject and Fight On. I'm like, I think this is the art director's party, because both of them feature Cloud, Aerith, and Yuffie.
Yeah.
And I mean, spoilers for the video. One of them has them fighting a monster that you fight before you can even get Yuffie. So I'm like, I think that this is just someone's like, these characters, because this was my party.
Characters.
And you know what? I would have done the same.
Oh, yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. And then there's one more in this set. Oh, yes, of course. Star of Extinction here seen as Meteor Fall with Sephiroth. Because Meteor is going to destroy the planet.
Meteo.
Yeah.
He wants it.
Oh, and we also have Feed the Swarm, reprinted here as Primo Genesis from Final Fantasy 16. That's the Blight. And we can see Ultima in the background. He's the being with 4 arms.
Real banger. They look great.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
these are very pretty.
Mm-hmm. And you can't buy any of them.
Yeah, it would be nice if anyone could have them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, people
have them, but
people who have little spiders that can crawl websites when orders go live, the same way that they've been ruining tickets. What company looks at how people have been complaining about concert tickets for years, which is, of course, also something that goes on sale at once and has a limited availability per venue because there's only so many seats. And it says, hey, all of the antitrust lawsuits and all of the things that people complain about against Ticketmaster, let's replicate that system.
Yeah, like Ticketmaster really seems to know what's up. They're just a straight shooter that have their stuff together and make everyone happy.
I understand why Ticketmaster has that model, though, because they control the aftermarket websites. Watts is not getting a cut of these eBay sellers.
No.
You're just giving profit to assholes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you I get it. Like, I'm buying. I can wait in line at 9 a.m. My friend, who is a forklift operator, certainly cannot.
Yeah.
Right? I will buy a set for them. I'm fine with that. It's just that if you buy multiple sets intending to list on eBay, then you are scum.
Yeah.
Let other people enjoy the cards.
Speaking of enjoying the cards,
Yes.
how have we been enjoying Limited?
I wouldn't say we've been enjoying. No, it's been good actually. It's a really good.
You're winning the league currently. Cameron.
It's a very good set. It's because my pool is absolutely bananas.
How has the league been going for you? I mean, obviously well because you're leading it, but
I think my digest of this limited environment is that you have these games where it's just like you're doing a lot of interaction, you're swinging in, you're resolving abilities,
a lot of removal, like we said last episode.
lot of removal. You are like timing your things correctly in order to get the maximum value. You are like, I love force feeding.
Instant
Not
ramen?
Cloud.
Squall?
Squall.
Oh.
Squall's a
making
card.
Squall just be like, open wide, here comes the airplane for more instant ramen. And he's like, I don't want to resolve my second attack.
Yeah.
Squall. This is Squall Seed Mercenary. Two white, black, 3/4 with whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. And whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return a permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the
So
battlefield.
if he connects, then he's going to get 2 creatures back.
Yeah.
Or permanent.
Drawing 3 cards off instant ramen is, feels great. Like this format is full of those kinds of plays where you are just like, you're firing on all cylinders and you're thinking things out, you execute a plan and it goes well. And then some other games, you're on the draw.
I don't know if it's that bad. Because when we played our league game, our first league game that was absolutely just a slugging match between the two of us, and that I won after a very long time, I was on the draw for that game.
Right. Yeah.
But, it's all about, just, I cast my big thing, you remove my big thing, I cast another big thing, or I get my big thing back. I think recursion is very strong in this format.
Yeah, Fight On is a great card. Zach
Fair. Yeah.
Zach Fair, great card.
Yeah.
Evil Reborn? Evil Refurbished?
Evil Reawakened.
Evil Reawakened, great card.
I don't know if you heard those Windows notifications, so apologies, but that was us. Evil Reawakened is great.
Yeah. On the other end, Magic Pot, shockingly useful little guy to have.
Really?
Well, you can respond to Evil Reawakened by exiling the card they're targeting.
Yep.
Among other things.
And a 1/4 is a good blocker for early in the game because, sometimes these games go very long.
Yeah. And, I don't love having to sleeve this up, but it's definitely saved my bacon. And then just multiple removal and then bombs, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of bombs in the format, like a lot of uncommon bombs as well.
And everyone is going to open a bomb of some kind. Right, it feels good.
Yeah, I want to talk about the bonus sheet at some point, but first I want to just support what you were saying with sequencing and how there's a lot of opportunity here to sort of find the correct line of sequencing to really maximize your value of cards that care about certain things happening, about landfall or spell casting or casting non-creature spells. Do I cast my Wizard Rod first so that I have a black mage that cares about a non-creature spell, or do I do it this way? Deciding if you're going to try and get the ping off the wizard, or if you're going to do it in a different way so that you something else can see an artifact entering or seeing a token entering. Do I get a frog from Kina because the hero Because like she sees the hero token enter and makes another frog. Or, by the way, also there's a wild thing because of how the rules of Magic work, and I don't understand exactly the logic for this, but if you have Kina in play, right, and you play one of the job select equipment.
That's James trying to find Kina.
Sorry, if
the people don't hear those.
Oh, they don't hear those? Oh, okay, sorry. If you have Kina in play and you play a job select equipment, it makes the hero token, and then Kina's ability makes a frog, and then you decide which of those tokens to attach the equipment to.
Interesting.
Right, because when you cast this, you make a token, and then it enters the battlefield and attaches. Right?
No, it's when it enters. So it enters, and then actually here pull up any job select weapon. Pull up like Wizard's Rod.
On Arena, the equipment enters, and then the trigger for creating a hero goes on the stack.
Yeah, and then what it says is you make this token and attach this equipment to it. Right? Yeah, when this equipment enters, create a token, then attach this to it.
Oh, but you've created
But Kina's thing isn't like a triggered thing. Kina's thing just says, if you would make a token, you also make a frog token. And so then the equipment asks, hey, this just says to attach me to it. Which of these is it? And you can choose. Oh. And you can say, oh, the frog, actually, if you so desire. I don't think there's actually any, like...
The frogs are 1/1s too, right?
Yeah, so there's not really a huge benefit to it, but that is a thing that can happen.
You can get Trixies.
Yeah.
Man, I would be super annoyed if I was that hero. Just being
Frog took my sword.
Yeah. Like, can we do something about this? Like, no, sorry, it's it.
I got to deal lethal damage with Tifa in Limited.
Nice.
That seems... I saw Amy posting about that today.
Yeah,
how really?
She went like 15-1 with a Tifa deck.
Well,
yeah, how big are people getting their Tifas?
So Tifa is 1 and a green for a 1/2 with trample, and whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa's power until end of turn. So Tifa's already in play. Land for turn. That puts her power to 2. Then Poo-Poo UFO.
Yeah, poo-poo out another land.
Who's like the Flying Walking Atlas, has the ability tap, you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So that puts Tifa's power to 4. And then Reach the Horizon is a 4-mana sorcery. You go looking for 2 basic lands or towns with different names and put them onto the battlefield tapped. And so that doubles to 8 and then to 16.
Yeah.
And then I hit with a 16 power trampler. And I'm pretty sure there's another way to... I'm pretty sure there's a way to go even harder. I don't think it... Presumably your opponent would see this coming, and if they can stop you, they would. But I realize that I think the highest possible upside you could do in Limited would be if you had everything that I just said, but also the second chapter of Summon Titan.
Yeah.
Which is just puts all the lands from your graveyard into play.
Yeah.
And previously milled a bunch of cards. And so if you're milling off like Town Greeter and other stuff that gets land in your bin, and then you Titan, hypothetically, I think you could get Tifa just arbitrarily powerful in Limited, which would be very funny.
I mean, you can also suit her up with like a Monk's Fist beforehand.
Yeah, right. Then the power doubling gets even cooler. So...
Which is why I have never, not only not untapped with Tifa, I have never like passed priority after casting Tifa.
Yeah.
Right. If you untap still controlling her, it's because your opponent could not kill her.
Yes.
Not because they were like, not a threat.
I want to see where you're going with
this.
The
opponent could not do anything about it. So that's great. Enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun. I've been very much enjoying Limited. That was a green black deck, I think. My league deck currently, I'm doing a lot of it's blue black wizards.
Right. Yeah, because you've moved away from it's Josh.
It's Josh. It's not Josh anymore because all I had going for red white was Josh and Zidane, and and some good supportive cards. But the multiple black wizards is very fun. So I've got like 2 wizard rods, 2 Cornered by Black Mages, and the Circle of Power.
Yeah, I continue to think Cornered by Black Mages can be like brutal.
Yeah,
against the correct opponent.
It's a 3-mana edict, so like that's tough.
Two black. It's one black too.
Yeah, so it's hard to
It's
cast.
hard to cast.
And people have all these 1/1 heroes that they can easily sack.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get them, then I kind of don't really care. Like if I get their hero, then they still have to re-equip the equipment to something else to make use of it, and I get my little wizard, and all I want is my little wizard for pinging people.
Yeah, exactly. Like if these clauses were reversed on the card, I think people would be less down on this. But then it would mean I would get to draft it less often. So, that's fine.
I've yet to draft it, but it does require a big commitment to black.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you're in the wizard deck, I think you're
very committed.
Yeah, and then I've just also had very positive experiences, like having Ishtola and Jill in the same deck. Is
which Ishtola? Right. This isn't limited, so it's got to be the blue one.
Yeah, she in your end step she flickers something, and then you have another end step. And then I was playing her with Jill, who is a mana war.
Yep.
Right.
She literally is just a 2/2 for 3 that bounces something. Yeah.
Or not a mana war, but Ether Mage. What was the one from the core set?
Oh, the one that's not a jellyfish?
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
No, she is a mana war.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's exactly a mana war, but
2 and a blue
with
for
this
2/2.
upside of 5.
Yeah, so Ishtola was jilling twice at the end of
Uh-huh.
Anyhow, you know what else is a really amazing bomb in this format? And that I've seen a lot going around our office.
Good. I'm glad we're talking about mommies now. What?
Yeah. Please.
Let's move on to some daddies. It's Dion Bahamut's Dominant.
Oh yeah.
That card's a beating.
Yeah, lots of, as it turns out, there are a lot of knights in this format.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of just Dragoon's Lance makes a knight. There's a whole bunch of other just knights just randomly. But even if you're I have literally one or no other knights, this card is still good. You get 5 power in the air on your turn. You get 2 bodies, right? It is for 4 mana. That's a great rate. And then 6 and flippin', and then he turns into a huge thing that's even more powerful.
Puts a counter on each of your creatures, and they all gain flying until end of turn, and that happens twice. And then you just destroy a permanent, and then it comes back as Dion, and you make another knight.
How often does this happen twice? I mean, happening once seems pretty lethal.
I've never been able to flip Dion. He's either correctly been killed immediately, or I've won the game before getting to enough mana or board state to need to flip him.
Yeah, 4 mana for a 2/2 knight is a little steep, but you get what you get.
Yeah.
I have flipped Dion and won.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good job.
But yeah, it's just a really it's one of those guys. It's not hard to splash, so you don't have to be primary white. It's not 2 pips, and there's a lot of 3-color malarkey in this set. I've noticed a lot of people going 3 colors, especially in our office sealed league. But it's just good. It's just a really solidly good card. I have the fancy alt art, which is even prettier.
Oh yeah. Speaking also of white legendaries that transform, I did a sealed last night on Arena with Vana, who turns into Heidelin. This is all Final Fantasy XIV stuff.
Yeah.
So Vana is 1 white for a 3/3, and whenever you cast a legendary spell, you draw a card, but you can only do that once per turn. So that was nice. Got to draw. There's a lot of legendaries. You remember the other day I ran the numbers on this, and it's there was 60 something in the main set only. There's 60 something non-legendary creatures, and I think almost double that. It's 112 legendary creatures.
There's so many named characters, right?
Yeah.
And you can't put Cloud on a magic card without being this is Cloud.
Yeah. So there's a lot of legendary creatures. I had Steiner and Grahatia and
Steiner's really good.
Arden and all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Then Hero's Sundering is 7 mana and tap and exile a permanent to transform Vana, and Vana transforms into Heidelin, the Mother Crystal, who has Indestructible, but then also Blessing of Light. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Until your next turn, it gains Indestructible, which I and my opponent both misread, because I did not assume that it would still be indestructible, and my opponent would not have made that attack if they didn't realize.
There's some words missing.
Yeah. And then if that creature is legendary, you also draw a card. So yeah, I got to make something indestructible. I got to exile something of theirs, make something indestructible, attack with it, and the next turn they tried to. I can't remember what spell it was, but they were like, I think it was Slash of Light, and they were like, Slash of Light targeting that, and just didn't do anything because it was indestructible still. Slash of Light is the 1 and a white deals damage equal to the number of creatures and the number of equipment you control to target creature.
Which I like. It's a little bit because a lot of people are running the job select equipment instead of basic creatures, right?
Yeah.
Like you to in this set, for example, Black Mage's Rod, that's a 2-drop because it comes with a free token and equips the first time.
I play that on turn 2 all the time.
So
this is why I think it's not Judgment Bolt. That's Ramuh's ability. It's I can't remember the name of it. It's 5 and a red to deal 6 damage to a creature, and if the creature would be destroyed, you also destroy all the equipment attached to the creature.
Oh, yeah.
It's Kefka firing off his tower of garbage.
Judgment?
Is it Light of Judgment? It's some.
I
thought it still had. It is Light of Judgment.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
So So 5 mana. 6 damage to a creature. Destroy up to 1 equipment attached to that creature. So this is a really good 2-for-1 because again, there's a lot of job equipment running around, and there's a lot of equipment that's not job stuff that's also just kind of scary.
like the take another turn hands have to go.
Oh, the Genji gloves?
Genji glove.
The Genji glove has to go.
They're okay if you're. I don't think they're great if you're on the back foot.
Yeah,
And I don't
they're
love
expensive.
an expensive equipment that doesn't do anything on its own.
Yeah.
Because it just says, like, well, if we could bring them up.
Genji glove it's 5 mana to cast, 3 to equip. When the equipped creature gets double strike,
That's it. I mean, that's very powerful.
then it also says when the equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase, you untap it, and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Only the creature with the Genji gloves untaps, so it's the only one that gets to attack in both of those combats, unless you have a creature with vigilance, obviously.
Or you can have you have the 3 mana to move it. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it'd already be tapped at that point. But anyway, yeah, I have. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing, Kathleen, because we were talking about this the other day when we were building our league decks, and I was like, "Ooh, Genji glove, yeah," and you had, yeah. So I've
5 mana doesn't do anything on its own.
run Genji glove in a few pools since then, or
I mean, I'm prepared to be wrong.
a few formats. Well, here's the thing. I've never once done that. I've never once done that thing.
Right.
Once I got to it, I equipped it in my first league deck, the Boros Josh deck. I got to equip it. But that's it. Usually, it's just never been drawn or never cast or never. So it's yeah.
Or you're just not in a position where it's like I can do an extra attack right now without.
Yeah. My point is, I'm willing to concede that it might not actually be that great in limited, but I still think the upside is.
The upside
potentially
is
there.
so high that, like, I'm just like, as the limited grinder, I'm not really. I just don't love. It's like the quadrant theory from
That's
Brian
totally
Wong
reasonable.
from
Yeah.
old school limited resources, even pre LSV,
Yep.
where it's like this card is so bananas good when you're ahead, but
Yep.
lots of cards are good when you're ahead. How is it when you're behind? I don't know. If I'm behind on board and I rip this off, and it's like, wow, 5 mana does nothing, 3 to equip.
Yeah.
I'm
and
not in a
like,
position to be making an attack anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, I think it's a very powerful card. I'm just not super high on it for limited.
That's fair.
That's reasonable. Actually, yeah. No, that's perceptive, right? Like 8 mana to give something you're holding back to block double strike.
Yeah.
Not great.
It's not going to dig you out of a hole the way just a plain removal spell will, or just an aggressive creature.
Yeah.
And there's so many good creatures and bombs in this format. I would be like hesitant to take that over something that just turns sideways on its own.
Beautiful segue into the bonus sheet. These are showing up more often than I thought they would.
Yeah.
The
I got blown out by a counterspell because I didn't know I like
just
I didn't
counterspell.
know it was in the format. I was like, "Buh."
Yeah, just counterspell, just lightning bolt. What's the other
Wild Rose Rebellion
Yeah.
is the counterspell.
dark rituals here?
Dark Ritual?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. There it is. Dark Ritual's there. So like these are fine, and some of them don't matter. Like I mean,
This isn't that bad. I just didn't know it was there and got real surprised by it.
yeah, I
spooked.
I definitely also got jump scared by literal counterspell. I'm just like, but yeah, like I have,
What are you doing here?
I have lightning bolt in my pool for the sealed league. I know that Jacob has Lab Maniac, which he's running, and fair play. But
I don't know if that's going to get you there.
I mean, look, I thought I was really giving him the gears on stream yesterday because he was like, "What about this?" And Serge and Nelson were both like, "Yeah, man, you should run Lab Maniac." And I'm like, "Is this like, are they hazing him?" I don't.
Yeah, like,
But he said he's happy to be piloting a deck that's his words above his skill level. So he's having to it's a trial by fire.
yeah, that just reminds me of like, went on a road trip once with a friend, and my friend's parents told him the biggest danger during a road trip is getting dehydrated, so it was really important for him to drink a lot of water before we hit the road.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can I just say, though, I want to talk about the bonus sheet. If we could just, James, feel free to flick through as many bonus sheets cards as you want. And I think if you're looking at this, or if you're not watching this, you will see that this is, maybe will be a little bit hard to see. But I do not find these easy to read. They are so hard to read because because they're using the classic art. And when you look at, if you go back to Lab Maniac, you can see that the text is over a bunch of people's faces. We've got Knights of Sandoria, aka Ranger Captain of Eos, which honestly, banger reprint. That's all cool as hell. But like, this is beautiful Amano artwork. And like, look at this. Like, this is Winata. They've done a Winata for Bart's. And like, this artwork is a banger, but it's so hard to read because it's like got the black stroke around the white text on primary white or on top of really busy artwork, because Amano is not known for having, like, he's known for the fine detail and like the little like tiny strokes and like the sketchiness of it, which doesn't lend well to having a bunch of text put over it. This is, we're looking at Traxos, Scourge of Krug, aka Giant of Babel. It is literally hard to read.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
Yeah, I understand the editorial choice to be reluctant to alter the artwork, right? But at a certain extent, these are play pieces.
Stroke of Midnight's not hard to read. Actually, Stroke of Midnight's pretty good because it's like sort of dark art, and you're just mostly covering up like a platform that Tifa is sitting on.
Yeah. My only complaint about this one is I keep looking at it and then thinking, Opt. This is Opt from the Arcane, the Strixhaven one.
This bonus sheet is a prime example of why Magic's usual art direction is so good and so important.
Yeah.
Because
excellent point.
Like, they're always like, when they have like a green creature, they're like, this is a green spell, it's a green creature. And there will tend to be a lot of that color represented in the art so that it's very clear. Like, if you saw it outside of the card frame with no color indicator, you'd be like, this is probably a green card.
Yeah.
Right? These are a mess. Right? And also, we're looking currently at Search for the Frozen Esper, which is Nature's Claim. I am so annoyed that this is the only card with pixel art.
Yeah.
The only one with pixel. Like, there's some amazing stuff here, but it's the only one with pixel art, and I would have liked a lot more of that, especially when some of them just do not make sense. I don't know, like, we talked about this on stream, but it's like, I don't know if they were like, this is a list of cards that we just want to get reprinted and we're going to figure out what art we can use for them, or these are the arts that Square has asked us to use and we're going to try and do something. But like, Dawn Warrior's Legacy for Mizzix's Mastery, I don't quite get that one, but like, we mentioned Lab Maniac. It's just key art from Final Fantasy 14. From 11.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of the heroes from 11.
But the thing is,
what's this Laboratory Maniac? What does this have
which
to do
one
with
of these is the Lab Maniac? Why is that, like, there's a huge portion of sky that's uncovered in the background, and yet we have the text, because of where it has to be on a Magic card, completely covering like a bunch of the artwork. Like, I think like this is, to me, not ideal.
Yeah.
I don't love
I'm trying to
these.
think of, like, yeah.
Also, Primetime is on this list?
What would you use for Lab Maniac? Maybe Louis Soir from 14? He was
see
there
that.
at the end?
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know anything about 14. What about like Kid Shinra from 10?
Oh yeah, Shinra the
little Albed inventor.
The Albed inventor. Yeah, his name is Shinra. He's not. He's not
It's
a
just
bad
a reference
guy.
to 7.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. Don't worry about it.
People are like, "Oh, does this mean 10 and 7? Like 10 is the distant past of 7?"
I remember that theory.
Yeah.
The people. There was a popular fan theory at the time. I don't get into this in the video. That 10 was like 1,000 years or something before Final Fantasy 7 on the same planet. And like the name Shinra gets passed down, and like eventually his descendants are awful and found a power company. But like,
I think it's probably just like a little Easter egg.
It's a reach, yeah. Well, it's not even an Easter egg. I've realized as I put this together how many times they repeat names and like names and proper nouns and stuff, especially in 14, obviously, which is like the Final Fantasy theme park.
Yeah, the clearinghouse of
references and delights.
Yeah. You know, like basically every named person in that game that doesn't sound like a made-up pan-European name is a reference to like an earlier Final Fantasy game.
Which is cool. I like self-referential stuff, especially for something as long as Final Fantasy has been going as a series. I think it's a fun nod for the fans. But like, yeah. Although I bet it made picking magic cards hard, because if you have all these characters that have the same name.
Yeah. Can't have too many of them.
Unless you have SIDS. Look at all of our SIDS.
Well, I like what they did.
I do. I love
Yeah,
what
I think
they
that.
did.
Yeah,
Love what
I
they
think
did
that
with
was a
SIDS.
clever solution.
I do think it's funny that there's like 1 or 2 of them in there that are like not really really artificers. Like the one from 16 is like not an airship guy. But his name is Sid. Well, his name is Sidolphus. So it's like, well, we'll just... Sure, he's the Sid. Enough of them are inventors or mechanics or engineers that will just say
pilots
that Sid is an artificer and we'll run
Yeah,
it.
is Sid from 15 here? Because was it 15 where
She's the mechanic?
She's the mechanic, but her name is SYD?
It was CID
CID.
in Japanese. Sydney.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And in many localized languages, it is still Sydney. And when the game was coming out, it was like in Final Fantasy 15, Sid's a girl now.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when it was released in English, the English translation, her name is Cindy, and her grandfather is Sid. He's like the guy that owns the truck stop,
right,
or whatever. So he's the guy on the card, and Cindy is not on any card, which is surprising, but not surprising because I don't know how they would.
They would have to reinterpret her costume.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much leeway they have to reinterpret costumes aside from like moving necklines up.
Well, I think that's why both we mentioned Donna on
I had forgotten what her costume looks like.
Trapped in Summoner's Sanctum. Yeah. How she's standing in profile to camera.
She's doing like the weirdest pose ever, and it's because like if you like look at her and you're like, oh, she's doing a weird pose. Why is she posed like that? It's like because if she turned to this front, you would see that her dress is just 2 strips down the side over a bikini.
Yeah,
a skimpy one.
And on the Commander reprint of Furious Rise. Scarlet, standing on the robot Proud Claude, is also standing 90 degrees to camera because I think
you can't see her big naturals.
The V, correct. The V of her top in the game goes down to like just above her navel.
Right.
I mean, there's still a deep V here, but
yeah.
Is there a Lulu in
there?
There
is the fur lining.
Yeah,
is hiked up.
Right.
I mean, Magic just has Magic
has different standards for how much cleavage you show.
And plus you have to think about what is the rating of Final Fantasy X. The original rating would have been
rated T for teen.
And I think that
13 plus.
Do these have ratings on them?
I think it says 13 plus. We also just I feel like attitudes towards male gazy skimpiness have changed a little bit for the better. I think that everyone is allowed to wear skimpy clothes now, whereas before it was very much women can wear as little as they want, but men are designing all the costumes. And now everyone can design their own costumes to be as skimpy as we want, but we're, as a culture, are a little bit less why are you wearing so little? Is it because you want to wear so little, or is it because somebody has put you in that position so they can feel power over you? And we're a little less tolerant of the second one, which I approve of.
I did appreciate thinking, because you mentioned Lulu, but I did appreciate how in 10, because it was like semi-tropical, that like...
Why is she wearing all this fur anyway?
That's true. Lulu was the belted aberration in terms of the costuming. But generally, between the players and the NPCs, just everyone in general was like not wearing a lot, or they were like wearing full Yevon cloaks or whatever. Like,
Right.
It was fairly egalitarian in that particular game with how many people were not wearing shirts.
Yeah, like we're talking a big game about Donna, but like in the game, like it is, you are running around like the tropics essentially. So like, yeah, people aren't.
I don't have any problem with it in the game. Yeah,
like, you know, people are just going to be wearing less clothes when it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Lulu's the goth abomination there.
She is too. She's like
Too goth to be cool.
Yeah.
Lulu, do you want to like change into something more appropriate for the temperature? No.
No, I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
No, I like wearing leather in the summer.
Yeah, leather and fur. It's true. And like Waka's like barely wearing a shirt. He has like a tiny little vest.
Right.
Yeah.
Himbos,
Yeah.
as far as the eye can see.
So I don't know. We're merely days into it. We had our Fam Jam earlier this week, which went better for me than a couple previous Fam Jams. Therefore, the format is great. No, I've managed to get a lot of reps in already on Arena, and I'm very much enjoying this as a limited format.
I haven't done any drafts. I just did sealed to sort of get my feet underneath me, which is what just so I can learn what the cards do and like figure out what's available. So, you know, you can kind of get into those lanes when you do draft. I feel that I haven't done it yet, but I feel that you could draft an absolute banger control deck in this format.
I think so too.
Because there's so much removal. So you just take all of the removal and then like just some real big creatures and like them magic pots and stuff like that. Like a couple magic pots that people are going to pick
hold
up
down
late.
the ground. Like they
And just
that is kind of where I'm angling towards in the sealed league. Is a control deck.
yes, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Playing against you twice in a row.
We had at the Fam Jam, I had Sir Conrad.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's a guest.
He's one of the special guests. Golbez here as Sir Conrad, and he was amazing at getting removal out of my opponent's hand.
Yeah, that one is definitely one
Correctly.
of the more readable ones, but I still don't think this is highly legible.
But he did get to trigger a couple times, and it's like, yeah, Sir Conrad's still really good.
Yep. Yeah. Always. Sir Conrad's going to kill people.
The you know, black, when it's good, it's tenacious. It doesn't give up. It is ambitious. Sir Conrad represents all that is good about like the positive side of the black color pie. Although I will say there's a lot of color pie breaks, I feel, in this set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like which?
I just sometimes I just look at cards and I'm like, really? Like,
Or maybe not color pie breaks, but like,
we're
why is
stretching
this
it.
character green?
Oh, so like
Right.
lore and flavor stuff, or
Yeah.
more so than color pie, like mechanical things.
and I say color pie breaks, it's like I get like, why is this character in green? Like, why is Kiraga Magic green, for example, from
Right.
that Secret Lair? Like, because now that you're like, what? I'm like, oh god, my brain just emptied itself. But I will say that I'm just like, I know they're doing the best they can, and that these characters were not designed with the or with the Magic the Gathering 5 colors.
Yes.
In mind, and especially with a video game character where they go on an arc and they change and they grow and they start as one thing and they go. So, like, you know, some colors may fit them more in their arc earlier than later, or vice versa. But to me, it's like sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that. But I do think, you know,
Yeah. I mean, I had many of the same issues with the Warhammer cards. Like, why are the Nurgle cards green? Is it because the models are painted green? I think it is.
because we needed to put some green cards in the set.
Yeah, not a lot of green, like, not a lot of life in Warhammer 40k.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Got to figure out a way to get life in there somehow, I suppose. Into the grim darkness of the future.
I just think that healing magic is white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, especially considering it's, like, white mages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got sorry, you just reminded me. I got absolutely dusted back to back. My opponent had 2 copies of, I think it's just called Restoration Magic, where if you cast it for its highest Is it restoration or protect? Yeah, restoration magic. Single white mana, cure. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. White, 1 and a white, Cura. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible. You gain 3 life. Curaga, 3 white, permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 6 life. They had 2 of these, and they cast it for Curaga both times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I was like, alpha attack, and they're like, cool, I make a bunch of normal blocks and all my stuff lives. And I gained 6. And then I built back up and attacked again, and they had a second one.
This is like, oh, if I got my Ultima parried by this thing,
Yeah, right?
oh, you would just be dead.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. To me, this is a format. I know we've been talking for like almost an hour.
That's fine.
But to me, this is a format of huge haymakers.
Yes.
Like, it's 5 mana. Give your entire board indestructible. Gain 6 life. Gain 6 life is like maybe relevant, but like giving your entire board indestructible, eating all your opponent's creatures. We've talked a lot about Mughals Valor, at least in the office, as just like a terrifying spell because it's like settle the wreckage, but like somehow worse for the opponent's side because you're gonna gain like 4 life probably off this.
Yeah, at minimum, you're
minimum.
blanking an Alpha Strike or like a removal spell, right? At minimum.
At minimum, but realistically, the use case for this is eating a bunch of your opponent's creatures, gaining a bunch of life, and then striking back for lethal next turn is typically how Mughals Valor goes. Like, there's there's a lot of really powerful spells in this format at like both uncommon and rare. Some of the rares are more situational. Like some of the uncommons are really powerful. But to me, it's just like super powerful, huge things both ways flying across the board because they want it to feel like this is a cool, epic moment from a game, right? Like you don't want Cloud to be like, yeah, he gets you a land, right?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Cloud's a 1/3. Right?
Yeah. But there's a mechanical need for having at least a few 1/3s. I am curious to see what this does to Standard.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of really powerful creatures
Also,
in Standard.
Don't miss Planeswalkers in this one. Hadn't really considered it. There are no Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
They
don't do Planeswalkers in UB.
I am fine with keeping Planeswalkers to be the one special thing that only happens in mainline Magic, to be completely honest with you.
Well, I mean, like we got Elminster for Forgotten Realms, right?
Yeah, but Forgotten Realms is basically Magic the
Yeah.
The D&D ones, Forgotten Realms and Baldur's Gate, are not Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
So
they own
so that's how they
Dungeons
sort of
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
but there's no
Yeah.
the Doctor would have been a Planeswalker if they were going to do that. But they've said Planeswalkers are magic and Universes Beyond. They've said a lot of stuff and changed their mind later. But currently,
I like that though.
presently, they are maintaining that no Planeswalkers in UB.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't miss it here.
Yeah.
Didn't miss it in Lord of the Rings.
No.
Well, yeah, and like to me, like a Planeswalker is somebody who can do something very special, and these characters can't do that.
Yeah,
so I would not
that
want to
concept
give them
does
that
not
ability.
exist here.
Correct. You cannot travel between realities.
Final Fantasy games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without ROM hacking.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Yeah, like it feels like a very attrition heavy format if you are like, unless you are deep in the mind games or playing like, unless you are much better at the game than I am, this feels like a very attrition heavy format where it turns into kind of like a top deck war at some point.
Or just like who can get the most value out of their deck based on like certain things.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of like shaping of the board.
yeah, like I don't think it's a bad format or something. I'm just saying it's really seems like to me it's huge powerful creature that's really going to warp the board. Removal spell. Okay, fine. Then I cast my huge powerful creature that's really going to warp the game state. Well, then I remove it, right? Like because there's a lot of removal going around and there's a lot of like just overkill is 3 mana kill anything. And God, to have that's instant. Like to have that in some limited formats, got to remember back in the day, we paid 5 mana to kill something and we liked it. And it's sorcery speed.
Yeah.
Is overkill at instant?
Yeah. 3 mana.
That's good removal.
That's amazing.
Removal hasn't been this good in Standard in a while.
Yeah. Minus 9,999. Pretty good.
And there's Sephiroth's kill spell.
Sephiroth's intervention.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 mana.
Yeah, there's just a
Gain
lot.
some life.
Yeah, like there's multiple ways to kill things. There's Vane's Treachery, which you got to sacrifice something, but there's plenty of crap going around, like sacrifice a hero token or something.
And like not a whole lot of exile effects except for like suplex. What else?
White Auracite?
White Auracite
White
exiles
Auracite.
it while it's on the board, but it's easy. You can remove
you can get
that.
it back.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. I like the format a lot when I win with it. When I don't win with it, it's like, well, I want to go cry in a corner, right? Because I felt I put together a pretty good deck with a bunch of characters and realized that, like, yeah, every deck's going to look like that.
Does it feel like Magic? I don't know if it feels like Magic. It feels like I'm playing some Magic similar trading card game when I'm playing Final Fantasy Limited.
It feels pretty close to me.
Like it's got that good feel of Magic because I like playing Magic.
There's
Now I want to go play Magic.
There's like robots and Magitech and stuff like that, but there's enough like swords and magic spells and things that I'm like, yeah, this is Magic.
I don't know if this feels like Magic to me.
That's fair.
I like Final
Everyone's got
Fantasy,
different
so
thresholds
I'm
for that.
willing to go for it. I just like Magic lore. I like the Magic lore. I like the Magic story.
Well, don't worry. Edge of Eternities is closer than you think.
I'm actually super pumped for Space Set.
So am I.
Yeah.
I love space theme. I love the idea of maybe we do like a Dungeons and Dragons tie-in and I finally get to crack into the Spelljammer rules.
Yeah. I mean, I like Magic when it's weird.
Yep.
Right? Be weird, be creative. We've been at this for like 20 to 30 years, 40 years.
Luckily,
Sure.
luckily, Tarkir felt like really classic Magic to me. Tarkir was just like, oh, I'm coming home again. I love their iced coffees. Canonically, it's on the plane.
Let's go get iced coffees. By which I mean, I think that's going to do it for this week. But it's been a pleasure to have you all here joining us for TapTapConcede. I want to remind you to check out Card Kingdom. Please go to cardkingdom.com/LRR to buy your cards or sell your cards. LRRMTG 5 if you're buying anything on Dragon Shield. But most importantly, everything we do here, thanks to you on our Patreon or our Twitch or our YouTubes, any of those places, we really appreciate it. Until next time, I've been Graham, joined by Kathleen.
Thank you.
And Cameron. James has been on tech. Heather gets these online. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I will talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.